Ciao ragazzi! Wow, I'm so excited for this. The first time on Interworldwide, we've been able to talk a little bit of Latino heat, a little bit of fighting football. It's the Copa America, and who else would I have on to take the reins for this but my boy Christian Rivas. So if you are coming into this video, make sure you drop a like and let us know what you think of this content. But Christian Rivas, the Copa America kicked off this morning. Just before I will go over to you, with all due respect, I just wanted to do 1 minute of housekeeping first, just to react to what was obviously a very turbulent and horrible last 36 hours. So reaction videos were not needed to the Christian Eriksen news. We all saw what happened. So that's why I just wanted to wait until there was something more official. And I think the reaction was mutual from the footballing world. I didn't see any fan channels in England or anything feel the need to give their thoughts on what they did see. What we did see was horrible, and all the best, God bless, to Christian Eriksen, and hopefully he can still be the amazing, loving husband and father to his family, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. When the news becomes a little bit more clear from an Inter perspective, that's when we'll talk about it a little bit more here. Thank you for coming on, Christian Rivas. Brazil got us underway. I got the old El Phenomenal shirt on. I got to admit, I don't like seeing Neymar take the reins as much as our boy, but a comprehensive performance from La Seleção to start us off. And, what are your thoughts on Brazil to start off this tournament before we move into all the nations and talk Copa America?
So I personally think Brazil will probably end up winning it. They're at home. There's a lot of stuff going on. This tournament actually almost didn't happen. Again, Brazil is one of the most hard-hit areas with COVID. Originally, the tournament was supposed to take place in Colombia and Argentina. Argentina had a spike in COVID numbers, so that got moved. And then Colombia has a lot of civil unrest going on, so it wasn't going to happen there. It wasn't right. So, Brazil, they ended up getting in. It almost didn't happen because Brazilians felt the same way. How are you going to move from Argentina, who's having a spike in COVID, to Brazil, who has the most COVID numbers in all of South America? It just didn't make sense, and it's running rampant out there. So it almost didn't happen. A lot of the Brazilian players were saying, they're talking about how they didn't want to, participate. It was something that they wanted to discuss. They felt that this wasn't the right time for them to do it in Brazil. It should have been somewhere else where it was a little more under control. As you saw today, the stadiums were empty. There's going to be no fans, and it is what it is.
Yeah, I saw it. It was eerie. Neymar got himself on the score sheet via a penalty. Gabi goal, former Inter player, got himself on the score sheet, chesting the ball in towards the end there as well. And I believe it was Marquinhos who got the first one for Brazil. Yep. Do you think this Brazilian side is are the favorites, basically, man? Like, you've got your Messi-led Argentina as well, and teams like Colombia and Chile will be tricky, and we'll go into them a bit later on. But Brazil still look like the front runner, see?
So this year, the way they're going with the whole setup, I guess you could say, like you said earlier, it's more of a true Copa America, where it's just literally the CONMEBOL teams, the South American teams. Usually you will always see two other teams join, whether it's, USA, Mexico, Jamaica, Honduras, USA, Panama, USA, even El Salvador's gone in there before. So this year is truly just South American teams. You'll see groups of 5 with the top 4 advancing. I guess, like I said, Brazil is most likely the favorite. Right after them, I'd have to place Colombia. I'm an Argentine fan, the whole Argentine connection with Inter and everything. But Argentina just got too many problems, especially at the back line. Otamendi shouldn't be there no more. I don't understand why he still constantly gets called up. Against Colombia in qualifiers, he pretty much cost them the game. He caused the penalty after they were up 2-0. Colombia got back in the game, and then they scored a 94th minute winner. And again, it's just that back line. It's South America, there's a lot of hitting. It's very physical. A lot of players, they're going to sit there and keep hitting. And Otamendi, he's just not at the right age, or he doesn't have the speed. He's lost a step or two. I think he hurts Argentina more. I think Argentina is going to not have it as easy as others think they will. I would call him a dark horse, and that's kind of sad considering Argentina's usual power. Ideally, I'm going to call it either Brazil or Colombia. It's going to be one of those two teams. They're the two most set teams. Even though Colombia has its issues going on where they're transitioning, they got rid of James Rodriguez, who was apparently a big issue in the locker room. So, it's in a transition period, but they still have one of the more stronger teams with Zapata leading the line with Muriel. So they have a strong front line. And Brazil is still Brazil regardless. They seem a little more complete than the other teams.
Fair enough. Let's go back to Argentina just for a second. I dare say Christian Romero could be Otamendi's saving grace and make even him look a little bit better. But, maybe Romero deserves a better partner because he's been really, really good domestically. Obviously, one of, if not the best, well, no, he's not the best, but one of the best centre-backs in Serie A this season. The only reason I really want, because I'm not a huge Argentina fan, bro. I'm not going to lie. Over my life, I've never necessarily supported them. Nothing against them or anything. I've just always seen them as a rival to Italy, even though there is a nice friendly connection there. One thing I do want to see is I want to see El Toro score goals. And if Lautaro has a big tournament, that would be amazing as well, because I just want to see him succeed. And I think he's ready, bro. Is Lautaro ready to step up for Argentina?
Oh, so he stepped up. If you watch the Colombia game, he made a lot of impressive runs. He did a lot of nice 1-2s with Messi. He's ready to take that next step. I think if anybody's going to buy him, it's going to be Barca. It's just, It is what it is. It's going to come down to it. That's just my opinion.
Well, let's hope he has a big tournament, man, because at the end of the day, he is one of the assets that Inter fans have already kind of prepared to let go of. And, hey, if that price keeps jumping up 5-10 million at a time, it will make it a little bit easier to let him go. Going over to Colombia, who I did want to talk about, bro. Thank you very much for also bringing them up. James Rodriguez, the reason he was left off the squad, 100% it was because of locker room issues, wasn't it? Because it's such a big name to not take to a major tournament, bro. It's such a big name.
That's exactly what they were saying on Univision. That's the Latin channel for the United States. That's exactly what they said. They said it had to do with a lot of locker room drama. And he even came out and said in a press conference he felt insulted and disrespected by the FA by not calling him when he's probably the best player at his position for Colombia.
Yeah, fair enough. Other players in their squad, though, that could step up, obviously, Muriel, a player that I'd love to see play at Inter, and Zapata as well. I think they're going to have a great tournament, man. Out of the two, who do you expect to shine the most?
Out of who? Zapata and Muriel?
Yeah.
Probably Zapata, because Zapata is going to lead the line. He's going to start. Muriel and him will be swapping back and forth. A couple games, you'll see them go from a 4-3-3 to maybe a 4-4-2 and them work off each other. Again, the last game against Argentina, they started with a 4-3-3. Their back line is pretty solid, too.
Dude, I'm just realizing the game kicks off in 50 minutes. Bro, it's Monday here in Australia. We've got a public holiday for the Queen's birthday. Whatever, man. I'll take it. I'll take it, G, all day. So this is mad. I get to watch Colombia and Ecuador in 50 minutes time, which, I don't need to tell you, bro. The football at the moment is really, really intoxicating on all different continents. I'm a little bit... I'm not as in the loop with the Colombian starting lineup and the bench and who was taken. I dare say Juan Cuadrado is still starting in their side, right?
He's still starting out on the wing.
Well, that's another leader in their side. What about Radamel Falcao?
For now, dude. He's been done. You got Ospina that's gonna start in goal. He's been the anchor there for a while. He's not gonna. There's nobody that's gonna take his position right now. Then you got Mina, who plays on the back line as a center back, and Medina out wide. Uribe as well. He does pretty good. And Cuellar, he's okay. He's not bad. I mean, it is what it is. They have a pretty solid team regardless. They're going to do what they got to do. And one thing about Colombia, they play as an actual unit. It's not like they're dependent on stars like Argentina is, who's dependent on Messi and Lautaro to carry him across the line. That's just how this Argentina is looking right now. Lo Celso's good, but then again, you look at the rest of the team and there's a lot of issues in it. So Colombia, again, they play more as a unit and they got some solid players that can really step up for them.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's move across to Uruguay, a team that should also cause a lot of teams a lot of problems, man. How are you feeling going into them? Because plenty of big names in their lineup that can cause a lot of problems, bro. Luis Suarez, probably the most notable. Eddie Cavani is still ready to step up again, obviously as consistent as always. And, a couple of players as well that have got Inter ties or former Inter ties. I'm not too sure, but Diego Godin is probably still expected to start at centre-back, right? Vecino is probably going to get minutes in midfield as well. What are your thoughts on Uruguay?
Uruguay, they're always gonna have a team. That's just it is what it is. They still got Caceres that's out wide that does some work, and they also got Valverde in the middle. He does pretty well. Luis Suarez again is gonna start up top. I don't see Cavani taking that spot. The
Yeah,
thing is, Uruguay just came off a couple disappointing results. They just tied Venezuela, who just got obliterated by Brazil.
yeah.
And, they tied them 0-0. Then they tied Paraguay their last game. And then they lost to Brazil. So the last time they won was November of last year against Colombia, which they had a man advantage on Colombia for a majority of the match.
Yeah. Their defense does look a little old and slow at times as well, man. Like it might struggle to keep up with a lot of the pace. But yeah, let's move on. I'll let you take the next pick, man, because as I said, that's a lot. That's kind of where my main knowledge sort of ends with these nations. I can rattle off another one or two players from the remaining nations, but I think I'm definitely ready to let you take the reins for the rest, bro.
So we'll start because I know Franco is probably watching. He's Peruvian, so we can start looking at Peru, who has a pretty decent team. They came off a pretty good win against Ecuador. You'll find a familiar name in their lineup. They actually have Lapadula that plays for them. So
Oh wow.
Lapadula is going to lead the line with Carrillo and Peña and Cueva in the midfield, which is pretty good work for them. Peru had an impressive run last time in Copa America. They did well. Also, they did pretty decent in the World Cup. They didn't make it past the first round, but they're pretty decent. Peru has a young core and they're growing there. So they're not necessarily a dark horse to win it all, but I wouldn't be surprised if Peru makes a run at it to at least the semis. Uruguay, we just talked about. Paraguay lately hasn't been as strong as they've been as in the past. Their last few games they lost to Brazil. They tied Uruguay as well. Considering how Paraguay used to line up before, it's I guess you could say it's not as good. But they're gonna start off strong because they play Bolivia, who Bolivia is gonna be the whipping boys of that group. They're gonna end up in the bottom. So Paraguay can get off to a good start against them. Maybe get a good win, get a 2-0 win, get some confidence going against Argentina, and hopefully pull a draw. But then they got to play the likes of Chile and Uruguay and Ecuador in the same group. So it's one of those things.
Can we talk a little bit about Chile for a second and how you think they're going to go in the tournament? Obviously, some awesome names in their side. Arturo Vidal, Alexis Sanchez, just to name a couple. I'll let you go through the rest.
Well, the thing about, again, Chile is in one of those situations like Argentina was. They have a lot of old players. You got your Arturo Vidal and your Alexis Sanchez in there. The last few games haven't been as promising. Bravo is still starting in goal. Mauricio Isla is still playing on the right wing. Like, these are dudes that were linked that back in 2016. Isla is far from his prime. Why is he still starting? Getting Medel, same thing. Far off his prime. Why is he starting? Pulgar, again, you're sitting there looking at a team of a bunch of seasoned veterans that they'll get you to the next round for sure. But past the quarters, I don't see it.
Yeah, fair enough. Shout out Uncle Shama in the house. He's giving you a big shout as well. El Jefe, Christian, El Capo.
That's the man. That's my boy.
best beard in the game.
Best beard in the game.
Alexis is injured. That does not surprise me whatsoever. Do you know how long Alexis is out for, Christian?
So he did play the last game. I want to say in qualifiers. I'm pretty sure. I know he played against Argentina, and that was when that was June 3rd. So did he play against Bolivia? I think he played against Bolivia too. I think he did play against Bolivia. And he sure enough didn't. So maybe he will be back for that game, for the second or third game. I think it's a light injury. I'm going to have to look that up. But I remember he played against Argentina. I didn't watch the Bolivia game because it's Bolivia. But even then, they tied 1-1 against Bolivia. Not trying to knock them, but Bolivia hasn't been good at all when it comes to Copa America since the days of Marco Echeverri and Jaime Moreno. And you're talking early 90s there.
Yeah. Nice one, bro. Nice. You spoke earlier about dark horses. Who besides, because you can't really put that dark horse title on Argentina the same way for the Euros. You can't put a dark horse title on Italy. When people are like, Italy are the dark horses, I'm like, man, 4 World Cups, you don't get a dark horse title ever again in your life after that. So
I would say
Did you think it could be Colombia, or are Colombia looking too strong team-wise to be called dark horse?
So if you're going based off of like trophies and stuff, then yeah, Colombia would be your dark horse. You know, of course, I got to go for Colombia because of the misses over there, or else someone get in trouble. But I think it's gonna be Brazil more likely to win it. If it's not Brazil, it's gonna be Colombia. I'm hoping Argentina, but I doubt it.
Yeah, fair enough. And you said Bolivia whipping boys as well. So in terms of the tournament and the structure, who do you think's going through from the two groups, man? And just remind people who are watching or who will watch this back, just in case they're not familiar with the format. What's the format after the groups?
So the format this year is going to be 5 groups, 2 groups of 5. The top 4 advance. I know it doesn't make sense, right?
What? Only 2 teams get eliminated in the first group.
Well, you got to remember, combo is small. This is literally a 10-team group, you know, 10-team confederation.
Yeah.
So you're going to probably see, if I'm going to pick, go Group A, Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Venezuela sitting out. Group B, Argentina, Chile, Paraguay, Uruguay, with, of course, Bolivia sitting out.
Is that your order as well? Do you think Paraguay finishes above Uruguay? No.
That's not my order.
So after that format, what do they go? Just like best team qualify, the best team plays the 8th, and then 2nd, 7th. Like, how is it going to work?
They pretty much do round robin. Yeah, they'll not round robin. They'll do a single elimination. That's the word I'm looking for. Single elimination.
Like, how will it work in a sense? Will it just be like the teams who qualified with better points and better records will play the teams with the least better records?
You're gonna see like Group A1 versus Group B4, if I'm not mistaken, and then 2, 3 like work its way down.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, and if that's the case, then you got to expect that Brazil top their group and Argentina top. I think Argentina, they'll have a weaker group than. It's a hard one to tell. Has Brazil and Argentina ever been put in the same group in the first stage?
Yeah, a couple of times.
Yeah,
it's common, but Argentina got the easier group, if you ask me, because you put respect on Ecuador and Peru and Colombia more than you're gonna put respect on Bolivia and aging Uruguay and aging Chile and Paraguay that's going through a whole revamp. So
So Brazil, Argentina, Colombia for me, then Uruguay second. Is that what you'd say? Would you say Colombia and Uruguay are the favorites to finish second in their groups?
No. Colombia second for sure. Uruguay, no.
No. Chile.
I would take Chile in second place. I'd probably take Paraguay in third place and then Uruguay in fourth, just because Uruguay lately hasn't been as good.
Okay. It looks busy. Like these South American countries look like they've just been playing World Cup qualifiers as well. Half of them might not even be able to tell the difference with what tournament they're playing, man. It's very taxing, bro. Very taxing. Uncle Sharma says, leave a thumbs up on the video. Thank you. I don't think there's too many people watching it live, only about 5, but thank you, my brother. Make sure you go and check out his channel if you are new here as well. Any standout young talents to keep an eye on, Christian, Zio says.
So with Copa America, you're not going to see many young talents. That's the one thing I'm going to tell you. You're not going to see many young talents, because most of the time these teams that's why you see a lot of the older players for the Chiles, the Uruguays, and the Paraguays. You're not going to see much young talents. I mean, I'm going to say Lapadula for Peru. That's somebody to watch out for. He's actually not a bad player. He's Italian, if you believe it or not. But
can you explain that situation? Because I always thought he was Italian, and
he's proven. So it's a very common thing for us Americans. A lot of U.S. players are based overseas, but they represent the United States. I'll give you an example. Pulisic, Gio Reyna. They had the opportunity of representing other countries. Example, Gio Reyna had the opportunity of representing Germany, the United States, and I want to say one of the Latin American countries. I'm not sure if it's Mexico.
This is kind of just like your Camoranesi incident, because he was Argentine-born, but he born and raised in Italy. I think raised in Italy and just adopted Italian heritage as well. I love that guy. Mm-hmm. He was a great player.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to. They have a better chance playing for Peru. Like Lapadula is going to start for Peru, but he might not receive a call for Italy. So it's one of those things. Like, again, for the United States, Gio Reyna starts for the U.S. men's national team, but he wouldn't be starting for Germany. You get what I mean? So it's a lot of players. They sit there and they bounce back and forth like that. Don't knock him. I'm glad Gio Reyna plays for the U.S. men's national team. It's better for him.
Yeah. So overall, I guess we're looking at something along the lines of Brazil, Colombia, Argentina, Chile, give or take 1 or 2 changes for your semifinals, bro. And then after that, you just think Brazil have just got the mentality to grind out every fixture because it's their turn.
I say Brazil the favorites, but that's not. I would actually say Colombia. I'm gonna go with Colombia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Who do you think is going to be the standout? Who do you think will top score in the tournament all around?
Why you do that to me?
Ha! Maybe I'll guess. I'll guess first then. If you're saying Colombia's going to win, maybe Muriel or Zapata. But you know what? I've just seen Neymar scoring all the goals because he's going to get all the
Neymar's just going to be the
anyway. I was watching a game. I was watching the game the other day where he got to retake it again, and even my missus is like, "Oh, that's bullshit. He gets spoon-fed everything." I'm like, "Yeah, what are you going to do?" So he'll get enough penalties. Yeah,
it'll probably be Neymar.
Yeah, fair enough. So reigning champions are Brazil, though, right? Yeah.
They beat Peru.
So. And then before that, it was Chile, and I remember it being Uruguay before that, and I can't go back. 2006 did Brazil win it straight after Italy won the World Cup?
I believe
they did. I think they did. I can't go further back than 2007. Someone else is going to have to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they will win it as well. I watched them this morning, man, and I like Richarlison's off the ball movement. I've always been a huge fan of him as a player.
Did you see his miss, the sitter?
Nah, I didn't because when you sent that message, I was like, oh shit, the copper's on. That's when I turned it on, so I've got to watch it back. If you stay with me and talk for a second, I'll try and get it up now.
Yeah, he definitely missed the sitter. Richarlison, he's not bad. I like him, but it's gonna be hard. I think there's gonna be a good rotation between him, Gabigol. You know, Gabigol actually got a goal in today. He actually has some good off the ball movements. But as soon as he came in, he got a yellow card like his first minute. The legacy continues.
No, I can't really find the miss just yet, but I'm sure it's horrible.
He was in on goal and he slipped, and yeah.
Shit. All right, bro. Colombia, Ecuador in 36 minutes. I'm pumped. Let's talk a little bit about that game coming up, man. I'm sure I can get some lineups going as well. Talk us through how you think the game's going to go and your prediction.
Bro, that one, that's going to be a revenge match.
We didn't really cover Ecuador, bro. Can you tell us a little bit about Ecuador in this tournament?
Ecuador is one of those teams that they don't have the glitziest of players, but they have a team. They know how to play together. I think they're going to do fine. I think Ecuador versus Colombia is going to be a good match. It's going to be like a legit Colombia's. They called it a revenge match because Ecuador worked them 6-1 the last time they played.
What?
Yeah.
What? How'd that happen?
Nah, dude, it was World Cup qualifying.
Wow.
It was in Ecuador, dude. It's World Cup qualifying. I think that's one of the reasons why James Rodriguez got kicked off the team too. A lot of stuff was said and happened in the locker room after that. But yeah. The fact that João Pedro has been top scoring Brazilian for the last 2 years in Europe, the downfall of Brazilian strikers. Yeah. They don't make them like this one anymore, do they? Do they Snis? Do they Chris? Yeah, they're just not the same. So the thing about Brazil, dude, like Brazil back then, when you used to see Brazil, you used to fear playing them. You know, you think Ronaldo, Adriano, Ronaldinho, Romario, Emerson, Cafu, Roberto Carlos. You sit there and be like, oh shit, I gotta play Brazil. Nowadays, you're like, okay, I gotta play Brazil. Cool. We can probably pull a draw. They don't have nobody.
Yeah, tough lineup for Colombia, bringing them out. That's such a stacked team. That's Ospina, Medina, Mina, Sanchez, Tecillo, Cuadrado, Uribe, Cuela, Diaz, Zapata, Muriel. They are going to have too much fight.
They put the lineup already?
Well, that's the predicted lineup from yesterday, not the actual lineup. But
see, ESPN might have
34. It's 34 minutes till kickoff. Why aren't the lineups out? Is that like a South American thing?
No, it's usually out. It's already out. They're going back 4. They're going 4-4-2. Wow. Really?
What's going on?
They might actually lose this shit.
Colombia, did they drop a couple of players from that lineup that I just said?
Yeah.
Read the lineup out.
Ospina in goal, Moreno, Murillo, Mina,
Murillo?
Munoz. Yeah. He still plays. He's not bad, bro.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I just didn't expect him to start.
Murillo still starts, yeah. Then in the midfield, Cardona, Uribe, Barrios, y Cuadrado. This is where you're going to be like, oh, what the fuck?
So
Borjas and Santos Borre.
What? Say that again?
Borja and Santos Borre. Remember I said they can play 4-4-2?
Yeah.
They're playing 4-4-2.
So they've benched both Zapata and Muriel.
Yeah.
Well, that's just not cool. That's just not that's just not cool at all.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
Yo, when's this game start? 33 minutes. Yeah. Colombia might actually lose. Bro, I'll be so blown. I'll be so blown if they blow this. I
don't know how the Colombian team plays very well, so I don't want to sit here and say it's a ridiculous decision, but
I'll say
it. Man, I'm looking forward to this game now, bro.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a good game. You're gonna see a lot of hitting. They're very physical. South America is it's not like CONCACAF. We'll fall on the ground for 3 minutes to disrupt the game.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. All right, man. I think that's where we'll end this this live video. Thank you so much for tuning into what I hope is the first of many editions of this Copa. I don't like to promise anything live, but as long as timing's not impossible. Wait, what time is it there right now? Is there another game on? Is there another game on after this, or is this it for the day?
No, this is it. That's it.
All right. Cool.
That's it. Tomorrow, same thing. You'll have the Argentina game.
Are they sticking to these time slots the same way the whole through, or any of them later or earlier?
No, this should be the time slots for the rest of the tournament.
All right, cool. So
the only times it may change is on the weekend.
Let
me see. No, I don't want the Euros. Where is it?
What can you also?
Yeah, 5 and 8 p.m.
Can you also grab the dates for me of like how long does this tournament go for? When are the finals and stuff?
Yeah, it's 5 to 8 p.m. every day, 2 games only.
Yeah.
Let's see. Copa America. When does this finish? No, that might. Copa America 20. Oh, there you go. Schedule. Let's see more. The final is July 10th.
The final is July 10th. Oh, man, this stretches way throughout my school holidays. So does Euro. That's nice.
Yeah. And the best part about it is Copa Oro starts right after it.
So that's the one where they're inviting some other nations, right?
Yeah, that's it. We got Qatar in there for some off-the-wall reason.
You got Australia in there again, bro.
They're in Copa Oro?
Let me look it up. But no, can you look it up for me, bro? Because I thought I saw a fixture of them being postponed.
Let's see. Curacao, El Salvador, Mexico, Canada, Martica, USA, Costa Rica, Jamaica. Nah, I don't see Australia in there. They might be invited because we don't do 2 groups of 3 and 1 group of 4. Because Group D, of course, Qatar's not gonna get. They're not gonna get a top 2 spot in that group. They got Grenada, Honduras, Panama. Panama, Honduras gonna go through.
Australia is grouped in the South Zone for the competition, which means all of Australia's matches will be played in Argentina.
No, then that's not Copa Oro.
No, it says Copa America 2021, but I don't know. Maybe I'm reading something wrong. It's on the Australian.
I know they got invited last year, but what happened was COVID, so they didn't bring any other countries into the bubble.
True. Maybe this is like the original announcement, and since then they've made some changes and cuts, and we have been uninvited, possibly. Oh, well, it's not like we'd put a dent in the tournament, to be honest, bro. All right, my man. Thank you so much for joining us again on Interworldwide. Any parting thoughts? Any parting words?
Yeah, I can't wait for the Copa Oro talk. See, I get to wear my El Salvador jersey and then my USA jersey.
Nice one, bro. All right, from all of us here at Interworldwide, take care. Bless. Ciao.
Later.